Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Janus community meeting. It's episode 18, as Tor's graphics shows. And today is the last day of August, and we have a couple of things on the agenda. First of all is the long-awaited Kiali demo that most of us are very excited about because we've been waiting for it for some quite time. So let's see it.
Okay, let me share the screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Well, so thanks for allowing me to show the work we have done. As you know, I am from Kiali team. For those who don't know, Kiali is a console for IST mesh, where you can configure, visualize, validate, pursue your mesh, etc. So if you want to know more information about Kiali, so you just need to go to kiali.io. So what we did in our first steps in Janus, well, our goal is to try to show most of the views that we have in Kiali that are useful, of course, for a Janus user, like the overview, the graph, which is one of our best, HTOS, etc. So for that, I created a small demo with 2 namespaces. We are using the same annotations that you can find the Kubernetes plugin. In that case, in Kiali, we work in the namespace level, so we are using the same annotations that Kubernetes has. In that case, Kubernetes namespace. So we set this value to Istio system and book info. In the Istio system, we have the control plane, and in the namespace book info, we have a small application that the Istio guys has. So the idea is to show all this information. So for now, we only have the overview view that we have in the Kiali standalone. We are working the graph now, and we expect to have it soon. But for now, you can see all this information. We can perform the same options that we have in the Kiali, like filter the help by applications, workloads, etc. Set to show the traffic incoming, outgoing in your namespace, or filter by the metrics from the last 10 minutes. As you say, we can check that we don't have issues in the Istio config objects. We can see the health of all the applications that we have in that namespace, and we can see the operations that we have in our namespace. All the operations that have success results, and all the operations that we have with 400, 500 error codes. About the Istio system namespace, where we have our control plane, we can also see the consumption of all our environment. We can see information related with the police, TLS, etc. So this is all that we have for now. We have to add more features soon. Yeah, feel free to ask or help in this plugin. Thanks.
Alberto, I might have a question. If I want to know more about data that tab is showing me, do I have an option to drill down into like Kiali UI or somehow?
Yeah, let me share again the screen. Yeah, what do you mean?
So if I want to know more, I want to investigate maybe in greater detail or something, can I switch to Kiali?
Yeah, in fact, we have here a link.
Right.
Why? Because I am only sharing the tab, not all the window. Okay, can you see my screen, all right?
Yes.
Okay, so that link opened this new tab with all the Kiali environment. In this case, we selected the namespace book info, so we are seeing all the graph related with the namespace book info. The view that you saw in the plugin is this one. Okay, as you see, we have here no filter, but it's the same. The filter book info, istio system. So we try to have the same picture that we have in the Kiali, at least for this case is the overview. And the idea is to try to add all this kind of view that we think that are so useful for the Janus users.
Mhm. And maybe one more question that comes to my mind. Backstage usually allows you to connect to multiple Kubernetes clusters, which in this case means multiple Kiali deployments, correct?
Yeah, in fact, we are working now in the multi-cluster support. We expect to have it in the OpenShift Service Mesh 2.5 that is coming soon, and Kiali is going to support it. So you will see multiple service meshes in the same cluster or in different multi-cluster scenarios.
Okay, so you would have a single Kiali instance managing multiple clusters.
Yeah. We are going to try to have a federation strategy to have all the information related with multiple control planes.
Okay, that's nice. Okay. Do we have any more questions for Alberto?
I noticed that you went into a component first to get to the Kiali tab. Do you have to add the Istio, like, do you have to create an Istio component to get to it, or because it's one per cluster, right? Would it make sense to move Kiali to like the left tab as its own thing instead of tying it to a component?
Well, for me, there is no problem about to do that. The idea of us is at least the input that we have from a customer that Francisco is working is that the users want to see only all the information related with his application, for example, book info. So he doesn't want to see all the information about the control plane. So the idea is try to focus by entity. That was the idea. So I don't know if it would be a good idea to have another tab only for Kiali.
Okay.
But we can discuss it.
Yeah, in that case, it would kind of equal to a quick link to whole Kiali UI, right?
Yeah, that's the idea. If you want to extend the information about Kiali, just go to the Kiali standalone to see all the information, because we don't want to replicate all the stuff that we have in the Kiali. We think that it made no sense to have all the information in Janus. Just the information that the user perspective wants to have in the Janus.
I agree. That's a pattern we see across all the plugins, basically, to aggregate the most relevant information. And if you need to drill deeper down into individual tools, you are provided with a link to investigate further in those tools. So I think that's a completely correct approach.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. So what do we have next on the agenda? Frank.
Hey, hi.
You have something for us?
Yep, so I'm just following up from the generic GitHub issue templates that I discussed 2 meetings ago. And we're just, because we haven't gotten much additional suggestions or feedback, we will start implementing them into the rest of the repositories of interest that we want, which you can see in the list below. And if you have any additional feedback, just feel free to provide it in our Slack. And that's pretty much it for now.
Cool. Let's see what it brings. Okay. Do we have any more items for today's meeting or any topics you would like to discuss?
I have a quick question.
Mhm.
I'm curious in the Showcase app, and maybe I haven't actually used it for like a week or so, but I'm curious if you're upgrading the versions of pipelines and the topology plugins. How often you are, I guess, because I know there's some new features that have been added there, and I'm just curious as to when they might be available. So I think I saw the log viewer in topology already, but I think there was some log work being done for the pipelines plugin, and I'm wondering if what the status of that is. Maybe if you could share that. I don't know if you know.
Yes. So actually, the latest plugins updates are in the showcase image. So if you are
Okay.
consuming the image, you will see the changes. In the showcase URL that we have, it's unfortunately like the version deploy is like the one from a month ago, so we don't have the latest feature. We have like something with Argo CD that is out of sync, and the person who has access is not here right now, so I don't have the admin access to do that.
Okay. All right. Thanks for the info.
Yeah. So unfortunately, the showcase website is working pretty up to date, but does not contain entirely the latest features.
Okay.
But if you want to try it, the image is up to date. So you could just use the Helm chart with the image, and you should see all the latest features.
All right. Great. Thank you.
Maybe we can sync offline after, Christoph,
Yep,
because I think I've been provided with access to the deployment, so we should be able to update it.
Excellent. And yeah, if it's successful, we can probably send a message to the Slack group for the community.
Great. That sounds like an open forum for another topic. Do we have any other topic here? Yes, Francesco.
Hi, yes, I would like to know the status of the dynamic plugins.
That is a very good question. We have two-part answer. One part will be answered by David, I think, which is the more exciting part at this moment.
Yes, so obviously, as Tom said, it's divided. The two parts are front-end plugins and back-end plugins, which go usually hand in hand, but are really two distinct things in terms of implementation for dynamic plugins. And so for the back-end dynamic plugins, there is an ongoing, I would say, foundational peer on Upstream, which is in second round of review today. That should be the basis in order to be able to start integrating some tech preview or really some first experimental support of dynamic plugins inside backend dynamic plugins inside Janus. So currently the how to say that the foundational mechanism in Upstream, mainly a new package that allows discovering dynamic plugins and loading them, is on the go to be merged Upstream. And then mainly we are currently working on testing all this in a context that can be, which allows, even if there is not the whole picture with some UI and easy installation, but at least allow quite easily adding dynamic plugins manually and preparing them. So we are, putting the bits together after the foundational work having been done on the backend side, at least. Hopefully this answers. Just tell me if it's not clear.
And the second part to this answer is the front-end side of things. We are, for the last couple of days, we're in active POC development phase, trying to rebase our previous work on top of the declarative UI that's been introduced by upstream community in the meantime as a RFC. That declarative UI RFC is in a partial implemented stage, currently in a very experimental phase. So we are trying to see how that would play out together with the dynamic front-end, with the micro front-end architecture that we have in mind. And we want to basically redo our RFC for front-end dynamic plugins based on this declarative UI, because what we initially suggested in the RFC for the front end, there's been a lot of moving pieces. How do you configure, how do you define a front-end plugin in the config as a declarative piece that is sourced from some different assets host or something, or how the plugin is packaged, how it's served and whatnot. And a lot of those questions are basically, at this point, answered by the declarative UI RFC. And we also had a great help from the backend plugin, dynamic plugin RFC, that basically creates a basic notion of this is a plugin, this is something that can serve it within the container, for example, and whatnot. So now we have a foundation that we can rebuild the RFC on again, which would hopefully create less confusion in the upstream community, because initially for us, this meant we were introducing a lot of new things in a single RFC. And apparently, I can understand why the upstream community wasn't very keen to accommodate our RFC for that regard. So that's being actively explored at this moment, and we expect to have the RFC redefined in a week or so, so we can start discussions on that. But in the meantime, we will work on implementing it for Janus in a POC or polished fashion for Janus at this moment. Francesco, does that answer at least partially?
Yes, absolutely. I just have one more question. It's related to the dynamic plugins. It's because I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago was the VMware Explorer, and they show some feature similar to what we want to achieve. Yesterday, the KubeCon released the schedule, and I noticed there is a Spotify session that they are going to show also how they want to achieve the same result as we do with the dynamic plugins. So I want to know if you are aware of this, and what are your thoughts about the different ways of trying to solve the dynamic plugins.
What was the first one?
VMware Explorer, the VMware approach.
So I've read a couple of investigation into that approach, and it's not solving this issue. Maybe there's a well, it's partially solving this issue, but it's not adding dynamic plugins without container rebuilds, basically. So what it does, it requires you will hand over the code to a plugin, and VMware would rebuild your backstage container for you, which is not something that we want to do, because at that point it's not truly dynamic. I'm not aware of the Spotify dynamic plugin features. I assume this is the declarative UI part, which actually assumes all the code base is available, or all the dependencies are available installed within the image already. You just have a declarative way how to enable or disable features, basically, and define views through a configuration file. But
Right.
I may be wrong. I may be wrong about the second part. I don't know what you're actually referring to. So.
No, that's okay. I just want to know if anyone was aware of that, because it kind of surprised me yesterday when I was checking the agenda and I saw that.
So that's the agenda for
KubeCon.
For KubeCon. Oh, right. We'll see.
Yeah, let's see. Right. Thanks.
On the other hand, I'm not aware of any competition RFC at this moment for the features that we are introducing. So yeah, if it's this talk that Tor now linked, then it's the declarative UI.
Yeah, it was that one. Yes.
Okay. Okay. If nobody has anything to this particular topic, we can move on to AAP plugin by Christian.
Hey, yeah. So I just threw this on. I talked a little bit with our architect and a couple other people over the last week or two, and we would love to see the Janus plugins around AAP more developer focused. And I don't have a clear vision for this, but I know like Matt Jones and Adam Miller have some really good ideas here. I just threw in the two best ideas I could think of, but there's it's not a comprehensive list. So like two ideas just to kind of get the idea in your head would be like a plugin that lists like the decision environments and execution environments that could be used. And then another plugin idea would be something that could list and be searchable and filterable for available collections for the validated content and community content. So those are some ideas, but it's mostly just to kind of get the conversation going. I would love to get Adam Miller involved. Unfortunately, this meeting just he's got a crazy calendar, so it didn't work. But yeah, so I'm not sure if we could get like a small group of people to create a meeting with Adam and just kind of generate some ideas there and see what we can do to sort of move in that direction and see if that's an option. So like right now, my understanding is the only plugins at AAP or Ansible wise right now that we have is one in progress for listing job templates, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so the feedback I got from them was that like that's good to have, but the better place to focus right now would be plugins that would help developers create content like playbooks, roles, and collections, rather than further down the line where they're actually running it as part of controller or etc. So yeah, I just wanted to get that idea planted and hopefully have some conversations in the future about it.
So we do have lots of demand on Ansible. I think the requirements are not always well defined, but feel free to create like GitHub issues. So and I think we have a label discussion, so we can just communicate. You can tag the people, and everybody can add comments to it. One thing to keep in mind for now is Backstage is more like read only currently, until we have like a proper RBAC or different security things improved. So we cannot necessarily either trigger or create or stuff from the UI yet, and maybe even that we won't do in the future. But we can still discuss about all this on the Git issues.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that works perfectly with the two ideas that I threw out there of like listing execution environments and listing collections. It's all read only. So
read only. Okay, perfect.
That would be great. Yeah, so I'll talk to my folks in Ansible land and get some issues created, and we'll go from there. Thank you. If I was gonna set up a meeting with like Adam and someone on your team, is there anyone who would like to kind of talk more about that? I know he was interested in hashing out some ideas.
I think Christoph or Brad would be the best people to talk to. We can reach out to you offline and give you the list of people who would be interested.
Sounds good. Thanks, y'all.
You are very welcome. Do we have any other topics? Side note is a side note. It's not a topic at all, right? Okay. In that case, let's give ourselves half an hour back. Go grab a coffee, go for a short walk or something. You have 30 minutes of time to spare. Enjoy your day. Have a very good rest of your week, and see you next time.
Thanks all. Have a great day.
Bye.